Welcome back. Let's move to the second question in today's episode. So, I'd like to pick your brains a little bit on the word calling that we keep hearing often in many church circles and Christian circles. What exactly is calling? Will we hear an audible voice from God calling us? How does God call us? What is calling? Is there a different calling for everybody, or are we making too much of this word that is being thrown at us?
Yeah, probably maybe hyped in a way, but for me, I believe that calling is a consequence of a relationship. When my mother calls me as a,
Wow.
as a kid, your mother calls you and calls out, come, dinner is ready or something, come home. So it's a call.
Wow.
That kind of a thing, that you know that there's someone who cares and who's wanting you to be where he is.
Wow.
So it's an invitation to join him. Like
Right.
you sent me an invitation to come and join you here. Not something I really enjoyed, coming and speaking in this kind of a camera session.
Okay.
I'd love to talk to you informally. But the fact is, it's a matter of a relationship, because I love to talk to the people I can relate to, and maybe even people I can't relate to. But the fact is that God is calling us into a relationship primarily.
Wow.
That's my impression.
Wow.
And as I see it, the story always comes to me of the prodigal son. And this son is so far away from the father. And he's gone a long way, but the father is waiting for him. Now, did the father send a message? We don't know whether there was anything sent across. No video signal, no telephone, nothing, but just we know he was waiting because he was standing there and looking forward to. Perhaps he did a lot of other things, but his heart was waiting. But at one point, this boy realizes there's someone who cares, someone who's concerned for me.
Wow.
So wherever he is, this thought comes to him that it's almost like mommy's calling me, daddy's calling me to come back.
Wow.
So, and then the relationship is restored, and it's a matter of that son recognizing that my father loves me so much. Now, I can't go too far away from his earshot, from hearing him. So I don't want to go too far away. I want to be here.
Close. Yeah.
And then it's a walk with the Lord. I would love to walk with my father and walk down somewhere. Discuss, share, learn. If he has something to teach me, good, great. The skill to teach me, or something, the wisdom to share with me. So it's a continuous walk. Our life is a walk. It's a continuous calling, which is actually a conversation with God.
That's beautiful. I've really not heard anybody say it the way you're saying it, and you're rooting it primarily in all of the questions that we have touched so far in that relational aspect, which I think that many miss out on. And thank you for that, sir. The next thing that I want to ask you is, the question of call is closely related to the question of purpose. And purpose is a big word, and many of us search for our purpose. Some have misunderstood their purpose. Some are still confused about their purpose. So how does one understand purpose in the biblical context? And is there an individual purpose that I have to fulfill and that the others have to fulfill?
Yeah. I hope I'll be able to articulate this, but I guess purpose is related to design, You don't design something without a purpose.
Beautiful.
So that design comes before,
Right.
and purpose is the fulfillment of that design.
That's brilliant.
So similarly, as I was saying to you earlier, my first concept was that I'm in the wrong place. What am I doing here? I mean, I did postgraduate, I further specialized, I did surgery, but I kept wondering, did I take the wrong direction? But then I started looking back and I started recognizing that where I started off, I did it with a clear conscience, pure heart, in this clear understanding that I'm doing it by faith. It was almost by faith, in the sense that this is the way to go. And if God has allowed that, and if I know that God is interested in me, then it is not by chance. It is in the plan of God. God may have 1,000 plans, but it is in His perfect plan for me when I believe that. You may play a chess game with multiple directional moves, but my understanding is that if I am where I am and I look back, then I realize God has designed me for something, and I'm going to discover that purpose. He has designed me, and there is no error in that. And if I am perhaps off the path, He will reveal to me that this is the way to go. And there were many opportunities for me to deviate.
Yes.
But when I started recognizing that He makes no mistakes, so I began to understand that my design is going to fulfill its purpose sometime.
Wow. That's a lot of confidence and faith in the God that you worship, and God indeed is sovereign. So even if we take a little left turn or a right turn in the wrong places at the wrong time, He still is able to beautifully bring it all together, and that's very comforting. Now, what about this person that's listening who is perhaps thinking, it's not so easy for me to yield my decisions and choices to this God that's perhaps calling me to go to North India, to some corner of the world, and go through a very difficult life when I want to pursue this and that and the other, and I seem to be having the giftings for that. So you seem to be making it look like it's too easy, but there are some young people that perhaps are thinking, no, it's not so easy, I want to do this, but why is God asking me to do this thing? So how did you come to that place of a calm trust in His goodness and faithfulness, to surrender and yield in trust like you would to a father, and then you have come where He has led you?
Yes, I remember someone saying, it's not about doing what you like, but getting to like what you do.
Right.
So our likings are limited to what we think is best for us. But when we know a God who is our designer, the one who is actually the one who loves us and knows what is best for us, so it becomes easier for us to put our hands in His hands and say, yes, this I accept what you're saying, and even if I don't understand why or what, I trust in you. So it starts in the Garden of Eden when Eve didn't believe that God had the best plan for her. So she looked for what she would like to do, and rather yielding to what God would like to do. So in fact, if you look at that garden, was there just one tree? There were thousands of trees. But the focus was on something
that's forbidden.
Yeah, and that you feel is attractive. Whereas God had the intention of giving you the best of everything.
That's right.
So to be able to realize there's so much more that God wants you to have. Like there's that picture of the little boy with his lollipop, and the father standing with a bigger lollipop behind his back, and he doesn't want to give up the little lollipop. So we don't want to give up what we feel is our right. It's a sense of entitlement. I deserve this. But in surrendering, it is to recognize
the greater gifts in
the
store
greater
for
gifts.
you.
Like the prodigal son, he wanted to take his stuff. I mean, he felt that this is the better way, the short-sighted approach to saying, I must get my right. This is my right. And then at the end of it, he realized that even his servants in the father's house were doing far better.
Absolutely.
So better to course correct early and come back to saying, Lord, I messed up. Let's get back.
A lot of wisdom in that. The good is oftentimes the enemy of the best, as they say, and so remember the small lollipop and the big lollipop. Yeah, that's helpful. That's helpful. So, and then I've heard and read in several places about calling and purpose being a specific call and a general call. What are your thoughts about that? As a child of God, there is a universal general call for us to glorify Him, and then there is a specific call. Do you see that kind of a distinction?
Yeah, the general call, as I said, is actually a personal call because it's calling you to a personal relationship.
Right.
Then the general call is obedience. But that obedience will lead you to a personal direction. There is a direction.
Right.
Not everyone has the same, everyone's commanded the same way or directed the same way. So God has a direction, and so we go along that. So, but the general thing is about listening to God.
Right.
Calling is, I guess, about listening to God.